Hey, MCE crew, are you entitled? Well, BlackRock's BlackRock's president says that the entitled generation is going to need to strap on their seatbelts because we're getting ready to really accelerate when it comes to inflation. The president of BlackRock, who is BlackRock? BlackRock is a huge investment company. They own a little bit of everything and a lot of some things. Anyway, their president, now not to be confused with their CEO. The CEO is Larry Fink. You may have heard his name out there. But the president is a gentleman by the name of Rob Kapito. He says that there's a very entitled generation of people who would soon face shortages for the first time in their lives as some goods grow scarce because of rising inflation. For the first time, this generation is going to go into a store and not be able to get what they want, Kapito said. He went on to say, we have a very entitled generation that has never had to sacrifice, Kapito added. Now, in America, we all know that poverty is characterized by air conditioning in the summer, heat in the winter, at least one car, and interestingly enough, obesity. We got a lot of fat, poor people in America. And that's a testament to the wealth of this country because you don't find poor people with indoor plumbing, cars, and, guts in other parts of the world. All right. But this is what we have. It's an outgrowth of our abundance. So Capito is saying that for those of us who have not experienced true scarcity, you want to see what true scarcity looks like? Go on to YouTube after you finish with this video and take a look at some of the Europeans who come over here and go to a Walmart, okay? And just, it's amazing. They are, and these are Europeans. We're not talking about, sub-Saharan Africa or poverty-stricken Eastern Europe or, south of the border here in South America. We're talking about Western Europeans coming over here into a Walmart and just being blown away by the abundance that we have. Is that coming to an end because of our policies that have spent capriciously over the years, over the decades? I love to criticize Joe Biden because he is criticizable. But the reality of it is this problem has been in the making for decades. And he's been a part of that, the building of that problem, simply because he's been in power for about 50 years. Senator, vice president, and now president, unfortunately. I would put on your seatbelts because this is something that we haven't seen, said Capito, regarding inflation and the global supply chain issues, these embargoes and sanctions that we have that are putting pressure on everything from natural gas, oil to wheat out of Russia/Ukraine. So, hey, look, lots of things are going to become scarce in this new environment. One of those things is ammunition. Now, if you've got an AK variant semi-automatic rifle, you need to understand that there is going to be a shortage in 7.62 by 5.4R ammo. I think that's how you say it. I don't have an AK variant. I don't know. But the situation is as follows. 7.62 by 3.9, which many may know as a standard Russian caliber, famously used by the AK-47, will be much more expensive soon, along with many other Russian calibers. I do apologize for this light. I got to get this video out because I got a lot going on with business today, and I'm not going to have time to do it at any other point. So, sorry, guys. Again, this is a economically aggressive operation we're running here. So, lighting is a factor, but you can hear me well. And YouTube says as long as you can hear me, that's what really matters. So in August of 2021, the administration announced a ban on Russian ammunition imports, which accounts for almost 40% of ammunition in the U.S. market, according to industry insiders. So you take 40% of anything off of the market and you're going to realize shortages and a rise in the price of whatever that item is. In this case, ammo. Now, you don't even have to own a rifle. Ammo could be used as something you barter or trade with in the worst of times. Now, I am a big fan of the Second Amendment. I abhor violence. However, I understand that there are many unreasonable people here on the planet, and sometimes they only understand one type of language, and it's violence. So we have to, no matter how distasteful, in the worst of times, you have to speak to them in that way. Now, why is the Second Amendment important? Very important because it protects us against a tyrannical government. Now, I know the three-letter agencies out there watching this will have a problem with what I just said, and YouTube probably will as well, but I would encourage you to go and read the Second Amendment, all right? Read your history. Governments always arc toward tyranny, and the founders of this country found it very important to put the Second Amendment in there to protect us from the eventual, characteristic that all governments seem to adopt at one point or another. It's not for hunting, although, weapons can obviously be used for that. But the Second Amendment is not about hunting, and it's not about home defense. First and foremost, it's about being able to protect our liberty from the government, right? And unless you crawled out from under a rock over the past, year or so, you know that the government is, of late, they have really adopted this tyrannical stance. Especially, and I love to hit on this because it's so true, the first ones that genuflected toward that type of behavior in America were the governors of the states. Some of them, not all of them. But in my estimation, after living through 2020, the politicians that are most susceptible to, going toward being tyrants is the governors. It's because they have power over their states, okay, over millions of people in most cases. The Congress doesn't have that. They're a very diffuse body, okay? The Senate, they don't have that. They don't control anybody's National Guard or state police force. And the president, while he does control the military, there's posse comitatus, which has protections against the United States military acting assertively or aggressively on American soil, although anything's up for grabs today. So I'm not telling you what to do, but I certainly cherish my Second Amendment right, especially as things become more apparent, shall we say, in the United States of America. And then there are those, I just want to add this because I know there's going to be someone out there who says, well, there's no way that, and the American citizens, if it ever got to that point, there's no way the American citizens could go up against the military. Well, again, read your history, because that did happen back in 1776. American militia went up against the mightiest military of the time, the Brits, the British Army and the British Royal Navy. Okay, but since then we had this conflict over in Vietnam, where, militarily, yes, America was successful. However, the propaganda war was certainly won by the Vietnamese, by the North Vietnamese. The Afghans, they have defeated, not Napoleon, Alexander the Great, the British, the Russians, and they ran us out on a rail. We looked really ridiculous. And you can make the argument that it's true that they fought us to a stalemate. Okay, we weren't accomplishing anything over there besides wasting American lives. And then you saw how we left. So, a little bit of a tangent, but the essence of this video is to understand that inflation we haven't seen the last of it, okay, according to BlackRock. And look, say whatever you want to about them. They know what they're doing investment-wise, okay? They know how to analyze the economy. And they've got relationships that I would think indicate to them, these relationships and communications they have with certain people, They know what's coming down the pike. Okay, so gird your loins. Okay, do what you need to do to shore up uh, your number one asset, your body, your mind, body, and soul, and protect those things for your family as well. Um, Go after food security. Food security is the number one. You've got to have it. Okay, if you don't have food security, you don't have much else. Then continue to build assets, hard assets, real estate, gold, your own business. Now, one of the reasons why I'm so busy today is because we brought a lot of people into the business. Okay, we're what we do is we help people start their real estate and their financial services businesses. You're going to be hearing a lot more about that because I talk a lot about starting your own business, but I want to be more concrete in giving you alternatives. So you're going to be invited to certain webinars and getting more information and stuff like that, where you can actually start a business with a low barrier to entry. What's a barrier to entry? Well, if you want to be a famous plastic surgeon that makes hundreds of thousands of dollars per surgery, the barrier to entry is, paying for medical school and about 12, well, probably about 14 years, because you got to get out of school and then you got to do some actual work to get some experience and build a reputation. But there are businesses that are viable businesses in this country, in the financial services and real estate industries that have low barrier to entries, much lower. So we'll be talking more about that because it's important that you get your food security together. You build self-reliance in terms of your income, and those things will push you forward along with acquisition of other assets that you can, own. Those things will push you down that road closer and closer to financial independence. So guys, I will be giving you more information about that. mcenow.com. You can take a look at our website and kind of get some information, but just wanted to give you that heads up. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. To learn more about how you can achieve financial independence, check out these videos we recently posted on the Money Changes Everything channel.